absolutely. So let's jump to Dead Sun Rising. Where's the name from?
Oh, well, it was called Resurrection.
All right.
It started out as an album of unused songs.
Right.
I've only relatively recently started to keep unused songs. I went through 20 odd years, I guess, of if it didn't work, I erased it. Normally on the same day, you know, if I'd write it in the morning, be happy with it, by lunchtime go off it, erase it, by 1 o'clock start again, I'll get another one in, put it into play, you know.
Sure.
I had a ruthless kind of attitude towards it, which I really regret now. I must have erased hundreds of songs, many of which were probably actually quite alright, you know, but you get down on it and you're working,
sure.
Erase and start again.
Yeah.
I'm really rubbish for that. I'm my own worst enemy sometimes.
There's a level of impatience in that, or
yeah, if it's not working now, you know, then I'm not going to flog it to death trying to make it work. I'll start something new and make that work. Yeah. That's why I'm not good with nostalgia and retro, generally speaking, because I don't want to keep flogging something because I find new stuff really exciting. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how it started out. A few years back, I did realise that was probably a stupid thing to do, so I did start to keep the better, more developed things that I'd worked on. Because sometimes I didn't get an album because you just ran out of time. You already had enough songs, but you're still writing, you know, whatever. So some that just didn't fit the vibe, but still a good song. So anyway, so I had a few songs that I kept. But I was going to call it Resurrection because it was like bringing songs back from the dead.
All right.
That was the reason behind it. And then mate, Steve said you can't call it Resurrection because it's got a religious overtone, and you got to get away from religion because you've done it to death, which I accept.
Right.
All right then, so I call it Dead Sun Rising. It means exactly the same thing, but you seem to be happy with that. so I'm thinking, yeah, he hasn't noticed, but he probably has. Anyway, so that's what it's called, Dead Sun Rising. It's just a play on words. Really.
It's just a
Resurrection.
Just an alternative to Resurrection.
Yeah, I should have called it Dead Songs Rising. Didn't. I have no musical training whatsoever. If you ask me to play a G chord, I do not have a clue. I know what the note is. I don't know what goes with it.
Right.
So all of my songs, from day one to the day I stopped doing this, are trial and error. I stumble.
Right.
You know, well that's no, I'll have that there, and then that one.
Right.
And it's not quite as basic as that now because I've learned a lot more over the years.
Sure.
But I have deliberately not learnt about music. I don't want to know what goes with what because it will make you predictable. And you know, if you know that these things go with that, well, that's what you're going to write. Right. Well, and quite often you can stumble across something. One of my songs, I think it's High Fringe Electric, but I got a friend of mine who has a degree in, you know, professor now, whatever I think he is, in music, and he explained to me once that if I'd written High Fringe Electric for my as part of my degree course for music, I would have failed it because it's considered in classical circles. I think his words were, in classical circles, it's considered unattractive.
Right.
And
what?
The progression.
Oh, I see. The actual.
High Fringe Electric.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you know,
it was like the devil's mode or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But apparently you can't have it. Now, when I got expelled from school, and as a peacemaking move to my mum and dad, I went to a college to do an O-level course. I ended up getting expelled from that, so it all went horribly wrong. But while I was there, one of the things I did was a basic O-level music course. I didn't get very far in because at one point, on the third or fourth lesson, we had to go home and write a 4-part piano piece, you know, the old dots and all that stuff, which again I don't understand at all. So I did that, you know, I learned, you know, went back with it, and it sounded lovely to play. The man played all the different pieces that people had written, got to mine and said that you can't have it. And I said, why is that? He said, well, because you've got a dot or whatever, something, you can't have it. And I said, but it sounds alright. And he said, that's not the point. Fucking not the point. What, in music, it doesn't matter whether it sounds alright and it's a piece of music. Sure. So that was it. So I made a bit of a drama about it. I said, I'm not standing for this. I left that class, so I didn't have any. That was the only music lessons I ever had. Absolutely. I envy the people that can play hugely, and I envy the people that do have that knowledge up to a point. But for me, not having it has worked out very well. and I want to carry on writing songs the way I always have, where I just stumble along. Remember, I only keep things, I only release things that I like. Yeah, and there's some of them over years I go off of, obviously. I don't like all of my old stuff anymore. The same as things that I liked as a kid of other people's. I don't like everything anymore. So your own taste change, even about your own music, which seems to annoy the fans sometimes. If I say I don't like my stuff, they get really angry. Why? Who has got more right not to like my own stuff than me?
Don't imagine anybody.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, don't be bothered by that. Anyway, so what's I saying?
Well, we're talking about happiness. We're talking about getting
happiness.
happy.
So if I'm sitting down writing something that sounds pretty. See, pretty and happy are quite close together.
Sure.
So you can write something which is pretty. I think I have done. I think I've done quite a lot of pretty stuff over the years. But it's what you kind of where it goes after that, and then you come back to pretty, but then it goes somewhere a bit dark and comes back again. And it's what you do with it and how you build the sound of the song around it. That kind of something quite pretty. You put something different on top of it, becomes eerie.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's actually you take that melody off and played it on a harp.
Sure.
It probably sounds lovely.
Yeah.
You know, but as it is, with all the other stuff you put on top of it, not pretty at all. But an actual happy tune.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever done one. Cars is probably the closest I ever got to happy.
Did you ever think one day I'll write a happy tune?
Never intend to. I don't. My stuff can be a bit down. I understand that, but I don't think it's all like that.
No.
There's quite a lot of it which is quite sort of anthemic and big sounding. Not happy, but very big and.
Sure.
I find it quite uplifting to be standing on stage doing it, you know, and it's huge and you can feel the floor shaking. I find it quite uplifting.